In our previous discussion on the education management and leadership, we had emphasized on two terms, which are management as well as leadership. And in the management, we had to explain what this management is, where we said is an integral part of any organization. It could be a business, a company. So you'd find that a company may fall if at all the management is not working as a team. Or it could be an organization may find more challenges to run their affairs because they are not working as a team. So we looked at a number of areas or perspectives which are there out in management. And we say there's managers or people involved in management. It's very important we speak with one language, that is cooperation. So when we cooperate like that, it will help us work with a common goal. We have the vision, we have the objective which is needed. And we also looked at part of leadership where we said as top leaders or top management, we need to apply different leadership styles. It could be we offer some part of democratic leadership. It could be we offer some laissez-faire type of leadership style. And we condemn the authoritarian, because in the authoritarian state, you'd find that the leader, someone who is on top there, is considered to be the boss. And we know the challenges which are there. If someone is considered to be a boss, it's very difficult to advise such an individual. It's very hard because much of the time he considered himself he knows everything, and he had to give command to everyone. So you'd find he will be intimidated when it comes to coming up with very powerful opinions or suggestions. But we propose to say if you want to run a company successfully, could be running an institution successfully, we need to work as a team. When we do that, definitely we are going to give room to other family members to add more value to the services we are offering. And we also introduced the principles of management, the principles of education management and leadership. So when we introduced this part, we had to explain to say these principles of management and leadership, this is where management is based on. So you'd find that the management itself, to survive, to keep on being there, to run the affairs in a good direction, following the vision, it depends on these principles. So once these principles they are followed, it really helps the company or an organization to survive. So we mentioned what are these principles of management and leadership. We said number one is planning, number two, organizing, number three, directing, number four, coordinating, number five, controlling, and we ended up with another addition which was leading. So these are considered to be the principles of management and leadership. So we want to discuss these in detail a bit. So if we look at management, so the starting point of management is planning. So now, what is this planning? So it's a state of analyzing important items, important issues, putting them down, discuss further how best those items can be handled or can be achieved. So that is in the planning department, in the planning stage. So it could be, let's give a scenario of an institution. You'd find each and every time an institution sits for a meeting to discuss what they have achieved. It could be at the end of the year. They discuss everything. what were some of the pitfalls, the challenges they went through in that very academic year. So what were the challenges? So when they sit down, they see where do we went wrong, where whatever. So when they identify all these in the planning for the next academic year, they make those necessary changes. It could be reshuffling the members of staff. It could be reducing on the pricing of the services. It could be issues to do with marketing. It could be issues to do with recruitment, manpower. So everything is done in the planning stage. So when they plan, they put everything in place. When they begin the year, everything will be in place. So that is in the process we call the planning. So planning is a process on its own, analyzing everything put on the table. Once plan is done, just like if you want to build a structure, you need a plan. So when you sit down, you plan how you're going to organize the materials, what is the starting point from this very plan. So now you start the next stage. And that next stage that helps management to survive is the process of organizing. So from your plan, you have planned to say this term, for us to learn our affairs, we need these things. So you put them, you start with prioritizing which one is more important. So you say, let's tackle this one. Then you move on to the second part. You follow the other one until you clear the entire sequence or the entire list of important items. So that is what is there in organizing. So you'd find this organizing to work well, it needs a system, a channel. So the boss himself can't do the entire work. You need to assign people. So when we work as a team, you find that we are going to do the work collectively. So we divide ourselves. Madam, you organize this thing, you organize that thing. So when all these items are grouped together, you'd find that the organizing process will be done. And the process of working will start because everything is in place. So that is what really happens when it comes to organizing. So after the planning stage is done, what follows next is organizing. How are you going to achieve this, what we have drafted here? How are you going to arrive at that goal? So when these things have been outlined or drafted down there, then from there they want to start organizing. Let's buy cement, let's bring sandy, let's bring quarry, etc., etc. That is in the organizing process. So once these things they are in place, the work will begin now. Let's start working. Let's start pushing the project. So in the process of pushing the project, we need people now to direct the same work, the same task. So you'd find after organizing, the work will begin. Now let's proceed with our term. Let's proceed with our year. Let's proceed with our activity. So now for this material to work well, it needs people to be assigned so that they give direction. This is how we are going to handle this situation. This is how they are going to handle this item. In that, they are going to direct those resources properly. Because you can just imagine the management, if at all the resources they are not well directed, you would find what you planned in that process won't meet the needs of your your thing that you want to achieve at the end of the day. It could be in the planning process you measure to say for this structure to be complete, it needs 80 bags of cement. Now you can imagine you are not there in forefront directing how this thing should be done. You find that the material may go missing and you have a shortfall of it. So in the planning stage should match with the process of directing. So once this thing is followed, you find that management they do well their affairs. From directing, meaning giving details. Because if you look at a planning in short is an administrative function. So it's a function. So a management which doesn't have these meetings to plan, meaning it does not function well. So management should have that spirit of having meetings, because in the meetings there, this is where you plan everything. So now imagine you avoid meetings each and every time you don't want to attend meetings. So it's very difficult to plan well how you're going to run your affairs. So it's very important to plan, because it's an administrative function of any organization which has effective management. On top of that, organizing. In the organizing, as we have said, we have to assign people. But what type of people should we assign as managers, as a team? Right people. So if you assign the right people or qualified individuals, they are going to handle the process of organizing very well. It's not that you just appointing at random, no, madam, you do that, whatever. No, we have to assess properly. We see the qualities of this person. We weigh, is it possible is going to handle this position correctly, as well as to organize everything which is needed. So that's a direction when it comes to organizing, selecting right people to get those positions. On the process of directing, this is where you find now those people who are given this task of dialecting, they should be giving full details when it comes to the staffs. Because imagine you are given an assignment as a director on something, then you have insufficient information. You would find that it would be difficult for you to read these people. So it's very important to have that understanding, more understanding, because it will help you. By the time you give explanation to these people, they will understand it, because you are also knowledgeable. You have more understanding on that thing. So that is what is there on the directing process. Because it could be some members of staff, they were not there when you're having your management meeting. So it needs someone to explain so that they understand the roadmap. In that case, no problems you face as management, and you will see the fruits of your your work. So that is in the process of dialecting. So after dialecting, what else is needed in management? The next thing which is needed in management is coordinating. Coordinating. So now, what is this coordinating? So in this coordinating, this is where the focus of activities is evaluated or is assessed. So you'd find that in the coordinating, here, the activities of each individual should correlate or should bring that join. It's a system. So if this person is doing this, another individual is doing that, at the end of the day, despite of different the activities each one is doing, but they should correlate, they should meet, they should join. It should complete the system itself. So that if it's issues to do with giving results, if everyone is marking, at the end of the day, should complete the goal of publishing the results. So that's the direction when it comes to coordinating. It could be in this company, there is a people who look at maintenance in that school, cleaners, teachers, security guards, whatever. So in the coordination process, everything that is done, everything which is done in that very environment should be coordinating, so that each and every time when you evaluate, you have that common goal, what you want to achieve at the end of the day. So that is what is in the process of coordinating. So there is the activities which should meet or join together. Once this process is followed very well, management is considered to be effective. And you see that the business will keep on moving ahead, because everything which is done, there is that coordination. If it's the head teacher, when it comes to disseminating information, you disseminate information to all, starting from the management team, members of staff, to the maintenance team, the cleaners, the security guard. So you'd find the standard rules of that school, everyone will be aware of it because of coordinating, working as a team. So that is management. So we should not forget these principles. They are very important. Working as a team, we need to coordinate. The other thing apart from coordinating is now controlling. Controlling. So in the process of controlling, what is the idea or the focus behind there? The focus is to measure whether the work is being done correctly. So that is what is the process of correcting, controlling. Is collecting something which is not correct, or something which is not equivalent to what you want. So there are supposed to be people to follow up this. Like in school, I'm sure a majority of you have heard of issues to do with CPD, conditioning professional development, CPD. So why is it there? It's in the process of controlling to see if at all in our specialization we are following the guidance which we should be following when it comes to teaching that specific subject. So you find that there is people who are in forefront controlling that CPD. So you'd find it when you are working in a serious environment, managers who follow these same management principles, you would find they will be making those follow-ups. It could be you are teaching, you don't know that the head teacher is just on that window observing you to see how you are teaching to your pupils. So those are issues to do with controlling. Once they see, no, this person needs help, that's where now they come in to control. Madam, this what we are doing is not the direction. This is the way we should do it. So that is in the process of controlling. So once management is handled in that direction, perfect. You will see that the fruits of this management will be there. The school itself, if you look at the results of this effective management, the school itself will be considered to be an effective school. That's the first thing. When you produce the services, when you produce the the students, you would find that it's a good product. Reason behind is because the management itself is very effective. Now picture these people. Let's imagine the management itself is very effective. What of the teachers? If the management itself is very effective, what type of teachers do you think this type of management will recruit or will have? They will be also very effective. Now imagine in an environment where there is effective management, effective teachers. What type of students are you going to produce at the end of the day in the society? Very effective. You have seen? So what makes an institution or a company to be credible is because of the services you offer, the way you conduct yourselves, and the results of those people who attain such a qualification sells out there. That's what makes an institution or a company to be credible. Is because of the market you have sales. So this is exactly what we need to know, people out there. So for us to make a company very effective, an organization to be very effective, should start with this integral, which is management. So when this management is very effective, just know that the members or people this management will be recruiting are those who are effective, because they want effective people who bring development in that company or that business. Because if you bring someone who is not productive, are you going to achieve anything? No. Are you going to develop? No. So those are the challenges. So you'd find people in management, they target those people who are productive, or those people who are effective, who are qualified, who understand things. Because when they are engaged in that very activity, they will do correct job. So this is what we want. We want at the end of the day, when we hear Mr. Malishinka is managing something big, we even know to say, yes, the entire family surrounding Mr. Malishinka, they are influenced with effective management. When we hear of Mr. Kiwiti as well as Madam Precious, they are managing this, we will be sure that these people, they are effective, and the people surrounding them, they are also influenced by the same effectiveness. So that is the direction. Are we together, Mr. Vilmai? Very good. We appreciate. How about Mr. Marishinka? Are we together? Mr. O'Brien? Mr. Marishinka?
Let him check his microphone. Maybe he's on mute.
You can unmute your microphone, Mr. Marishinka. Mr. Marishinka? Yeah, let's hope we have not gone far.
Okay.
So let's proceed. So we have seen people what is in that management. So management is not an easy task. It is something which is very serious. So when someone is involved in management, when someone is given a task in management, this should be taken so serious, because that is the heart of any business. The heart of any business. So now you'd find, if at all this very management is neglected, they are not following the guidance, especially looking at the principles of management. That is a try and error in management. We call that try and error. You are doing things for a try and error, which is a dangerous. So it's very important, once you have that chance of working as a management team, please, you keep this, because it will help you to grow the business, to grow the company. That's the direction. Okay. Mr. Marishinka? Now we can proceed. You'll find us on the way. So looking at these principles, so we have looked at something which is the key thing in management, which is the principles of management. Basically, there are 5. Number 1, planning. Number 2, organizing. Number 3, directing. Number 4, controlling. And number 5, coordinating. So once these very principles are followed correctly, properly, you will see blessings of what you'll be doing. You want to be an issue to do with corruption or maybe steering. No, it's just a formula which helps a company to grow or a business to grow. Because you, if at all you like avoiding planning, meaning you are avoiding meetings. So what we are trying to discuss here is what makes a business to grow, what makes a company to grow. It could be an organization. Meetings. Let's call for meetings, because in that meeting you are going to call for a number of opinions. It could be ideas, it could be suggestions. So when you have meetings, please give others room to give you suggestions. And as a reader, if you are the topmost, you are supposed to be neutral. Don't show that you are the one who is managing the company. No, be the chairman always. You know, the work of a chairman is not to talk so much, is to give room to others. When they gives them room, they'll come up with powerful suggestions. Then you agree on those points. You move on as a company. So that's the direction. So the next thing that we want to look at now is the human relation approach in the management. Human relation approach in the management. The second thing, apart from principles of management, is the human relations approach. Human relations approach. Human relations approach. Human relations approach. So now, what is this human relations approach? So in this approach, it focuses on humans. In short, it's more like we are discussing the basics of human resource. So human relations approach, the way as management we need to be dealing with each other. So in the management, we need to be treating each other with respect as well as dignity. Because when we do that, it's one way of motivating each other. Let's imagine at workplace, we name ourselves directors, honorable, yes, chief, yes, directors, yes, doc. You know, such names, when treating each other, they really give that motivation, that mood, that morale to enjoy working. So that is what is needed there. So in the human need, let's try each and every time as management, we satisfy human needs. These are considered to be human needs. People need to be respected. People, they deserve that respect. So when we give them what they want, they are going to work well. As management, one thing that we should not forget in satisfying the needs of humans in an organization or a company is to satisfy even their basic needs like water, food. So each and every time when you hear an effective management, these people, they have a management which considered them to be very important parts of that institution or that company. So it doesn't mean when you are working in management, then you neglect the members of staff. No. Or other members like maintenance team. No. All these are part of the organization. So we need also to satisfy their needs in terms of basic needs like food, water, etc., etc. So that is on the issues to do with human relations approach. Treat anyone with dignity and respect. No need of looking down upon a security guard. No need of looking down upon a cleaner. No need of looking down upon mere teachers, those who don't have any position. In that, we are going to unite ourselves and work as a team, the entire school. And that will result in working with one spirit, one voice. It could be from the management, you hear it from members of staff, is one voice because you work as a team. Reason behind it, we have a teamwork spirit. So teamwork spirit helps in the process of management and leadership. So where you find people who work with teamwork spirit, these are excellent people because they they work with a common goal each and every time. Another thing which should be looked at as management, looking at human relations approach, is issues to do with motivation. So people need to be motivated, especially those who works so tirelessly. They need to be awarded. So as management, let's sit down and analyze. Let's see who worked so tirelessly in our team. Let's promote. Let's give that motivation in terms of maybe awards or giving something is part of strengthening the team for management. That is issues to do with the appraisal and the other things. The last thing to look at when dealing with the human relations approach, the last thing to look at when dealing with human relations approach is human behavior. So as we are in management, we need to monitor our behavior as well. Why are we saying so? Let's imagine we are in management, but our working culture is very poor. Just know that your input, if it is not equating with the output, just know that the company or the business, you find it difficult to penetrate market as well as to grow. So to make your business penetrate market as well as to grow, it depends on human behavior. Starting from your clients, how you management team manage your clients, manage your fellow workers, as well as yourself. So behavior itself is needed. As we said earlier on, maturity is part of management. So it does not mean when Madam Precious looks young, then from there she started behaving like a kid or like a young girl. No, she's an adult because she's in management. Let her behavior equate the management level. In that direction, whether you like it or not, you are going to sell your services, you are going to promote the market, and you are going to grow the business. So that is the direction. So human relation, especially concerning behavior, need to be monitored. Starting from ourselves, we monitor our behavior, coming to monitor our friends' behaviors, and this will make sure that our clients, they will follow us. Say these people, the way they handle people is excellent. Let's say you are running a school, a preschool. Then from there, the parents comes there. No, we have these difficulties in terms of payment. Then who is on that day is Madam Precious, and here comes an old woman. How is she going to handle that in a mature way? First of all, getting the information from the madam, explain the main reason why the madam need to come to school and explain why she's not paying, how that can be important to the company, and why the child is very important to the company. So explain both sides. You would find that the madam will really appreciate, to say, wow, this lady, yes, she values both parents as well as the, the child. So meaning each and every business, for it to survive, its focus, what we are explaining here, should not be on the monetary money. No, the focus should be on the selling the products. So when the products, they are sold well, you would find that money will just come on its own because people, they like the product. So now if you shift management direction, if it's only the money, meaning on the quality, it has shifted. So the institution, the business to grow, the company to grow, its focus should not be on the monetary. No, let its focus be on the quality. So when the quality itself is perfect, the money will just come on its own. So that's the direction even us who will be involved in management. Let's have that. If it is issues to do with the dressing, let's dress in a good way. I'm telling you, you maintain management. But whereby if we also coming to dress code, we also spoil the dress code, we'll start bringing confusion in management. So management is more like just a profession on its own. So when we do that, I'm telling you, we are going to do a lot. We'll grow a business like it's a miracle. So that's the direction when it comes to management. Please, working culture is a key in management. Let's say you are in management and you like coming late for work, 11 hours, 12 hours. So meaning your input won't be equal to the output. Let's say you want within 6 months, you achieve something big. But if you calculate what you want to achieve is not correlating with your input, it's very difficult to achieve that. So meaning working culture need to be monitored, because if at all working culture is very poor, just know that even management is just a name. It's very poor. The management is not effective. So how do you make management to be very effective? Is out of working culture, keeping working culture on. If you say we'll be reporting 8 hours sharp, we start working, let's maintain that. If we say we'll be knocking out 17 hours sharp, let's knock off at 19 hours sharp. These hours within 8 hours and 17 hours, let's do production. Let's do productive work. That is management. We monitor our friends. We also do our part, following the vision. Then we'll grow our business. We'll grow our institution. So that is the thing. Are we together, people?
Yes, we are together.
Mr. Manishinga.
I'm listening, sir. I'm listening. I'm with you.
Thank you, thank you. We are worried that all our only honorable has gone.
No, Chief, we are around, Chief.
No, we thank you.
Yes, yes.
So what you do, people, because it seems like it's about to cut the first session, let's reconnect again. We finish the human resource part. We conclude our course. We wait for graduation tomorrow. So I'm going to cut, then you join again. We finish the part, which is the human resource as well as the budgeting.
Okay, all right, sir.
All right.